Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the K&K Sports Show, August 27th. We had about almost 2 months off. Good to be back. The summer's almost over, boys, which means one thing. Football is here. Panel's all here, minus one big guy, Mr. Valenti. He's running a little late, but he will be with us. And yeah, we're going to get this going with our college football preview 2025. We do it every year. Get some hellos in. I'll go right backstage to our backstage guy, back for another season. Graham, how you doing?
Doing good. It's good to be back. Been
Good
a
to
long
good.
time.
Been a long time. Good to have you back, my friend. I'm gonna go to the guy below me, Carson. Carson, good to see you. Been a while as well.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Looking forward to get back into the swing of things. Hopefully, you guys had a great summer. And yeah, man, football's a couple days away. Looking forward to it.
Third person on the panel, and again, Kurt's running a little late. School being back, it's that time of the year. It's a rough one for him, but he'll be here shortly. But Paul's here. Paul, wearing green. I think not. I'm wearing green for a different reason. But Paul, why are you wearing green, and how are you doing tonight?
Certain team in South Bend, Indiana, that wears green every once in a while. So that's all. But it's good to be back. The boys are back in town, which is a good thing to see. Hey, Graham, good to have you with us as usual, and everybody out there. So good to see everyone. And lastly, isn't it nice to see that uh, Taylor Swift has a ring and has the only ring more than one more ring than the Dallas Cowboys this century. So that's all
Yeah.
I got to say.
That's good. Some people saying hello. Graham putting the comments up there. I want to say hello to our good friend Michael Ronquillo, everybody's friend Michael
Hey,
Ronquillo,
Michael.
out there in Arizona. Curious to see. We're going to talk college football tonight, Michael. I'm curious. I know you're an Arizona Wildcat fan. Uh, Paul's going to break that down in a little bit, but curious to on your thoughts on Big 12 in Arizona. Mark Calderio saying hello,
Hey,
and
Mark.
Scoops. I want to thank you for doing the for holding the fort down and with your guys Brandon and you guys were doing the shows on Wednesday and you're going to be doing I think what's the scoop on Thursdays going forward and talking a lot of baseball. So thank you, Scoops, for filling in. Here's some hellos. Good to see everybody. We're back. I think it's time we get started and we talk about some college football. We had week 0 last week, and there was a couple big games, and Big 12 had a big one, and a couple of the other teams played. But this is the big week, and I'm going to pass it off to Carson. We're going to start off with the Big Ten and last year's champs, Ohio State. So he's going to break it down for us in a couple minutes, and then I got some questions for him. And chat audience, play along, ask any questions you want, college football related. We're going to answer it.
Sounds good. Yeah, thanks, Kenny. Yeah, Big Ten, the reigning champs, Ohio State Buckeyes. There's a lot of speculation with Ryan Day after he lost yet again to Michigan. They barely crept their way into the college football playoff, kind of had to climb the ladder, and they ended up taking down a national championship, man. So right off the bat, rapid fire, guys, do you think Ohio State can repeat as national champions? They are currently ranked number 3 in the AP Top 25 preseason poll. So do you think they can go back to back, Paul?
I don't think so. I think there's just too many teams, too much competition. I don't think, quite honestly, they're even the best team in the Big Ten this year. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I don't. My short answer is no. I do not believe they will repeat.
Kenny.
Do I think they can repeat? Yes. Uh, but I don't. Could they repeat? Yes. Do I think they will? No. They got a hard schedule. But that being said, hard schedules are going to favor this playoff format. If you
Mm-hmm.
lose 2 games, you're in the playoffs if you're Ohio State. And if you get to the playoffs, anything can happen in those playoffs. So they got a big one coming up against Texas. Could they? Yes. Will they? I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'm on board with you guys. I think they can get back there, but again, going back to back in any sport for any national title or Super Bowl or whatever it is extremely difficult. So I think they have the talent, but will they is a different story. I don't think so either. So I'm on board with you guys. So speaking of Big Ten teams, I'm currently looking at the ranking list for the top 25. There's currently 6 Big Ten teams ranked in the top 25 right now. And I believe Vegas has the over under at 4.5 teams to make the playoff out of the Big Ten. So do you think there's going to be over or under 4.5 teams that end up making the 12 team college football playoff at the end of the year? Over, under 4.5, Paul?
Under. I think last year there were 3 that made it. I can't see more than it would be very difficult, in my opinion, that 5 teams would get in from the Big Ten this year.
Kenny?
I'm going to disagree with Paul. I'm going to say 5, and I'll give you the teams. Ohio State will get in. Penn State will get in. Oregon will get in. There's 3. Michigan's going to find a way in, so there's your big 4, and then you're going to have a team like it's not going to be Indiana this year, but you're going to have a team like Indiana gonna sneak in. And when we do sleepers, I'm going to give you that team. So when we get to that, I'll give you that 5th team.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's going to be right at the number. I think 4 teams make it, but like Paul said, with 5, with only being 12 teams, it's almost half the teams being Big Ten. I mean, it's a really good conference, especially with the expansion happening. But I'm going to say barely under at 4 teams here. So Kenny was saying there is a bunch of teams currently in the Big Ten. Who would you guys say is a sleeper team that not many people are talking about, but could actually end up making a run? And I don't want to say just make the college football playoff, but be like a respectable top 25 team and get to a nice bowl game this season. What do you think, Paul? Give me a sleeper team in the Big Ten this year.
I'm going to give you a team that nobody's talking about, but it's now or never for this coach. Nebraska, Big Red. They don't have Oregon. They don't have Ohio State on their schedule. So without those 2 teams, their schedule is very favorable, and they have a really good quarterback coming back this year. And like I said, it's now or never for Nebraska to finally turn their once proud college football program into now a Big Ten program.
Nice. Kenny, who's your sleeper team in the Big Ten this year?
Maybe I should have spoke when I said 5, because that's my sleeper team that's going to make the playoffs this year.
Nice.
You talk about coaches who've turned programs around, and that's Matt Rule.
Sorry, Kenny.
You're fine. You're fine. Temple he started with, and then he turned. Why can't I think of the other team he was with? Was it Baylor?
Yeah.
Right, Baylor.
Yeah.
He turned Baylor around. Now it's time to turn Nebraska around. He's got a stud quarterback in Raiola, an underrated quarterback when you talk about in college football. So why not Nebraska? Nebraska is going to be this year's Indiana.
This is scary. I think we should play lottery tonight, Kenny.
Mark's going to throw USC in there as a 5th team.
Yeah, USC, I was thinking about. Nebraska's a good one. We'll get to this coach in a second, but I think Wisconsin has to make some kind of a leap this year. A lot of expectations with them. I mean, dare I say my Michigan State Spartans, 2nd year under Jonathan Smith, a lot of returning guys coming back. That's a team that I think could crack the top 25 by the end of the year. I don't want to say playoffs, but I think we could be a top 25 team by the end of the year. So sleeper team. So now give me a disappointing team, a team that is looking like they're overrated in the rankings right now, that could potentially slip and fall this year. So give me a team, guys, that you think is going to start off slow and not really live up to the expectations this year. Paul.
I'm going to tell you a team. They were in the playoffs last year. I think it's going to be very hard to emulate what they did last year, and that's going to be Indiana. And that's nothing to take away from them. They certainly have the beginnings of a good program, but I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. And again, that's not taking away anything from what the coach and the program is doing. But I think they're just not going to be as good. Maybe they'll have 7 or 8 wins this year as opposed to 11 and getting into the playoffs.
That's a good one. Kenny, give me a disappointing team in the Big Ten.
Sure, our good friend PA Scratcher guy's going playoffs in his best
Hey,
Jim
what's up,
Mora
PA?
voice. I got a good one, and and I give a shout out to Athlon Sports College Football Preview. I was looking at some schedules in all of the conferences. Illinois is going to be my disappointment this year. Just listen to a couple of these games. At Nebraska, who Paul and I just had as our sleeper team. They got to travel to Penn State. They got to travel to Oregon. That's 3 tough road games right there.
Yeah.
And then South Carolina to end the season. So they got I'm sorry, is that South Carolina? Yeah, South Carolina end the season. They got a tough schedule, so 3 on the road right there. And then you got to say they're going to win all their home games. Michigan at home is going to be tough. Michigan State's going to be tough. That's got to be a huge disappointment for me. I'm looking at a team that is going to be maybe fighting for a bowl spot, nonetheless, playoffs.
Kenny, I just have to tell you, I was this close from picking Illinois,
Yeah.
which would have been crazy.
Yeah, no, Illinois is one. I think maybe a team like an Iowa, could possibly fall this year. Looking at some other teams on this list here that I'm seeing right now. Again, we talk about Penn State every single year, and they just can't find their way to get to the national title game. So again, the whole coaching staff's under fire right now. So, I mean, they're ranked a top 3 team in the country. So, that's a team that could slip this year. So I think Penn State's another one. Do you want to continue, Kenny? Because these next 2 are Big Ten related, like the hot seat coaches, or do you want to?
Yeah, you know what? Let's hold off on hot seat coaches because right after Big Ten, I got some names for everybody in all the conferences as hot seat coaches. But if you have something else you want to throw out to us, go for it.
Got you. No, that's pretty much wraps it up. But yeah, it's weird seeing all these new teams, coming from the West Coast into the Big Ten, like the Washingtons, the USCs of the world, the Oregon. So the Big Ten's expanding, and it's a much tougher conference than it once was. And again, 4 teams I think can make the playoff, and that should be an interesting gauntlet in that conference.
Rapid fire for Carson, since he's the Big Ten guy. Is the Big Ten better than the SEC?
Oh, man. I'm going to say yes right now because Ohio State just won the national championship. For that reason alone. It's really close, but right now it's like a 1A, 1B. I still think Big Ten right now is a little bit better.
Fair enough. I love it. All right, we're going to move on to great job, Carson, with the Big Ten.
Great job.
Got the
Carson.
Ohio State, the champion conference first. They deserve to be first, so we went with the best conference, in my opinion, first. So great job to start the show off. Our next one, guys, hot seat coaches. Carson just mentioned it. I got a list of 7 guys. And you just tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how hot their seat is. I'll rotate since Kurt's not here. I'll ask Carson 1, and then I'll go Paul, and we'll rotate back and forth.
Okay.
So I'll go to Paul first. Paul, I'm going to go with LSU, your former Notre Dame head coach, Brian Kelly. How hot is his seat? He's got a tough game opening up against Clemson, and of course a tough SEC.
After a tough 2024 season, is he on the hot seat? Well, some experts like Paul Feinbaum doesn't think so. He thinks that he's not on the hot seat, but you know how the alumni are down in LSU, and if they don't win, and not just win maybe the SEC and get into the playoffs, then his seat is going to be really hot. I can only say this. The only saving grace for him, he has a ridiculous contract that would have to pay him mucho dinero if they got separated from him. So maybe that's the only thing saving him. But I think he is on a very, very hot seat.
Like it. And Mark's going on a scale of 1 to 10, 7. If you had to pick a number, how hot is it?
I would say 8.5.
So you're in that habanero pepper range. Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
All right. Carson, I'm going to go Big Ten for you with the first one I got here for Big Ten. We're going to go Luke Fickell, Wisconsin. Came over from Cincinnati, struggled a little bit.
Yeah, looking at their schedule, they got Bama in a couple weeks. It's going to be a tough game at Bama, but their first two games very favorable. Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon. So they do have a pretty tough schedule ahead of them. I'm looking at how many top teams: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they got 6 AP top 25 teams on their schedule. So that's a gauntlet that they have to go through, especially when you get to October. So Luke Fickell, I think what. 8-4 season. I think you have to hit about 8 wins in this. I could see a couple losses, to those big ranked programs. But again, coming from Cincinnati to Wisconsin, a lot of expectations for that program. Historic program. They've been a solid team to compete with year after year. So scale of 1 to 10 in terms of the hot seat, I would say about a 6. If this was a more favorable schedule and he didn't perform, I would say it'd be a lot higher. But I think he has to get at least 8 wins to be safe. Anything less than 8 wins, I would be concerned with.
Yeah, I'd like that. Got a couple people. Lindsay Samuels saying 8 on LSU and 6 on Wisconsin. Mark's going 6.5. I like that, Carson. 6 sounds about right. So a little less than a habanero, maybe some extra hot pepper flakes on your pizza hotness there. So, all right, I'm going to take over. I'll do the SEC one I had for Kurt. He's not here yet.
Okay.
I'm going to do his guy, Hugh Freeze, over at Auburn. I think this guy's seat is getting hotter and hotter, but I think he's got to, in a competitive SEC, I think he's got to get to a good bowl game because, like Paul alluded to at LSU, the boosters down at Auburn, you got to be able to beat Alabama. You got to beat your rivals. And he's got to come up with a couple wins this year and get to at least a good bowl game, or his seat is going to be bye-bye. And Mark just nailed it. Mark went 8. I'm going to go about a 7. He's got to get to a good bowl game. And Lindsay's going 8 as well. So I'm on that habanero range with Hugh Freeze. Back to Paul. I got a Big 12 guy for you, Paul. Guy who's been there for a long time, but struggled last year. Team has not been very good the last couple years, I would say, and that's the Oklahoma State Cowboys, Paul. Mike Gundy, the mullet.
Yep. Listen, the guy's a good coach, but as they always say, it's what have you done for me lately? They were 0-9 last year in the league, and this year he brought in, if you could believe this, 41 portal transfers into his program. That being said, he only has 2 starters returning, and in his quarterback room, doesn't have a quarterback that has thrown a pass in college football. So all that being said, this could be a long last season at Oklahoma what's the city that they're in, Carson?
Let me find out right now.
Is it Stillwater, Oklahoma?
Oh boy. Hang on. It's oh my gosh, where the heck is it? Stillwater, yes.
Stillwater, I thought, yeah. So this could be a long last season for Mike Gundy, and it's is his seat hot? I can only say this: his culo is muy caliente. It's like a 10. He's got to win, or I think he's going to be out this year. After this year,
so Paul's going like that Pocky hot pepper chip that I ate that time, and. On the air, but that's really hot. So, all right, Lindsay's going 5, so he's in a little disagreement with you. So,
let me just say one more thing, Kenny. Looking at the review of the Big 12, Oklahoma State is ranked either 15th, 14th, 15th, or 16th in that league. So
Yeah.
not
It's
not
gonna
no
be tough.
bueno.
Yeah, I think maybe because he's been there so long saves him, but I'm in like the 8 range for him. But Paul's going 10. Carolina Reaper, uh, hot pepper there for that one. Wow. All right, Carson, I got one more Big Ten one for you. Lincoln Riley over at USC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, USC again, similar to Luke Fickell with Wisconsin. Highly sought after program, respectable program. Their sport is college football. A lot of NFL guys have been produced out of there. Again, looking at their schedule, they've got Illinois end of September, Michigan right after that. They have 3 games in a row. End of September going into October, they got to face 3 ranked opponents: Illinois, USC, and then Paul's Notre Dame in the middle of October. But then it gets kind of a little bit favorable for them. Then they got to play Oregon at the end of the year. So again, similar to Luke Fickell, I think 8 wins again. But again, Lincoln Riley with that program in itself, again, probably a 7, 6 or a 7, I would say, similar to that. But I think there's more pressure because I think USC is a bigger brand for college football than Wisconsin is. So I think a 7, 7.5 for Lincoln Riley.
I think that's fair, and he's got to start winning. Mark and Lindsay are both going 7 as well. He's got to start winning. Last year you give him the benefit of the doubt. The first year in the Big Ten, but now it's time to start winning. You better beat UCLA. You got to start competing and beating Oregon. Can't let Oregon beat you every year. You got to start winning. So I like that one. I'm just gonna do a rapid fire on the last one I had for Kurt. I think this guy's like Graham just said, 10 should be the bomb sauce. This guy's the bomb. This guy's the bomb sauce, Graham. So an 11. Billy Napier at Florida. Better win a lot of games this year, not sneak into the playoffs or miss the playoffs. He's had NFL player caliber on his team every year. They're projected to be well this year. He better win or he's out the door, and somebody else comes in and coaches them next year. I think the Gators, when you got that home field advantage, the Swamp, you better win games at home. So he better do it this year. He's out the door. So that is my 10 plus bomb sauce for Graham for you. But all right, guys, that was hot seat coaches. You guys want to throw any other names out real quick? Or we want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. I don't think
we're good.
All right, we got our next conference lined up, and it's going to pass it off to Paul. He's going to break down the Big 12 for us, and then when he's done with the Big 12, he's going to break down his Notre Dame Fighting Irish real quick.
Okay. So, of course, last year, Arizona State won the title conference game in the Big 12, went to the playoffs and almost in a shocking fashion. Of course, they lost their most valuable player to the draft. Giants drafted or their guy Cam Scatterbo, who's going to hopefully work with the Giants very well. But if you ask 10 different experts for the Big 12 who's going to win it, they'll give you 10 different answers. And looking at the league, 15 out of the 16 teams can average by FanDuel between 5.5 and 8.5 wins. So this league could be possibly the most competitive, balanced league in any conference in college football this year. 11 of the quarterbacks are coming back to their respective teams. So that's going to be also a very competitive situation with a lot of teams trying to win that title in the Big 12. Arizona State made it last year. Should I ask you guys how many
Yeah.
teams?
All right, you want me to ask, or you can ask? Paul,
Yeah, you could do it, however you
right.
want to do it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the time. We'll cover this conference in the ACC, which we're going to do next. We'll get these done a little faster, and then we'll spend a little more time on the SEC and the other segments we have. So, all right, Paul, since you covered the Big 12, Carson had how many? Carson asked how many over under. I'm just going to say how many Big 12 teams make the playoffs.
Okay.
I'm going to say just one. Oh, I'm sorry if you're asking me.
Yeah, I'll ask you first. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to say just one. The winner of the title game is the
Okay. And
only
Michael
one.
said earlier, I forgot to mention this. Michael is going to the Arizona Wildcats game this week. So have
Nice.
fun there, Michael. Carson, you agree with Paul? You're going to go more than one?
Yeah, maybe two. Like with Paul said, you're going to get at least one with the conference title game. I mean, the two real threats are going to be Kansas State and Texas Tech. I don't really see anybody else that could make a potentially large threat looking at the AP top 25. So maybe they might get two, but like Paul said, it'll probably just be one.
I'm going to be different. I'm going to say two. Iowa State is interesting. They beat Kansas State on week 0 out in Ireland, and then they're coming back and playing Iowa. They got a tough schedule. If they can run their schedule, that's a team to look out for. I like Texas Tech a lot this year, and watch out for Kansas. So, that being said, Paul, I'm going to go to you and give me a sleeper team here. I know there's a
All
lot.
right.
There's a lot of teams you could pick here. It's
Yeah.
very balanced.
I'm going to give you a team that is going to probably shock both of you, but their coach is always considered one of the top coaches in college football. The Utah Utes, they're coming back. Their defense is really stout this year, and I think if they can play and remain healthy, I think they can be competitive and possibly win or at least get into the championship game and win the conference.
It's a nice pick. I like that. Carson.
Yeah, sleeper team again. Looking like Texas Tech, they're ranked 23 right now. I could see them make some noise and creep their way to the Big 12 title game and maybe get that playoff spot. But I'll say Texas Tech.
I'm going to throw BYU out there. They always seem to fly under the radar. When they fly under the radar, they have a sneaky good year. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but I'm talking a team that could be maybe win 8, maybe if they're lucky 9 games, and be considered for the playoff run with a conference championship. So a sneaky team for me would be BYU. They always have good offense, and we'll see what happens. On the flip side of it, I'll give you my disappointment. I'm going to say Arizona State. And I'm going to say Arizona State because of Paul. Our 4th round draft pick is not there this year. Cam Scatterville. He was a huge part of their offense, and you got to replace him. They got their quarterback back, but I want to see it. And I can see some of these other teams not that far from them knocking them off the pedestal. So Arizona State's going to be my disappointment. Paul.
Using the same reasoning with Arizona State, I'm going to say Colorado. How do you replace the Heisman Trophy winner and their great quarterback, Shedeur Sanders? And they may be 500, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere near how good they could be when they had those two great players.
Nice pick. Carson.
Man, disappointing team. I'll go with Arizona. Again, they had a little bit of some noise last year. They lost Ted McMillan to the Panthers. I do like their quarterback still that they have over there, but I think they take a step backwards. I'll say Arizona.
Yeah, and another one that none of us mentioned, Kansas State. They lost to Iowa State in week 0. Keep an eye out for them maybe being a disappointment this year. All right, that was Big 12. Good job, Paul. Anything else Big 12 that we missed? Or all right.
Not really.
Okay, good. Moving on. We're halfway through the show. Great job. Great. Doing good on time. Got our Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Paul. Give us a little rundown on them, and then will they be in the playoffs or not?
Yeah, well, as you say, here come the Irish. Obviously coming off a tough college football championship loss to Ohio State. Obviously, Ohio State was the better team, but given all of that, I think they could be better this year. At the start of the season, Notre Dame's schedule, the only 3 teams that they're playing that are ranked right now, opening day against your U, Kenny, number 10, And number 19, they have the home opener against Texas A&M. And then later in October, they play 25th ranked Boise State. Those last two games are at home, so that should favor them. But this year, with Riley Leonard going into the NFL with the Colts, their offense is going to be led by basically a quarterback that has not played or started a game at all. The opener in a couple of days will be his first game starting. CJ Carr, who's actually the grandson of longtime Michigan coach Lloyd Carr. He's going to be the starting quarterback, just named recently. So the offense is going to be led by the law firm of Love and Price, Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love. Love could be, in my opinion, the best back in college football, and you throw in Anise Williams, who was really good last year. I think they might have arguably the best backfield in college football, and I think with the young quarterback, they're going to need to have a big backfield to offset maybe some of the early jitters that Carr may have passing. The line is big, mean, fast, and again, you could argue that Notre Dame has one of the best offensive lines in the league or in college football. The defense lost a lot of guys through graduation, but they're bringing back 3 guys from the secondary, Schuler and Leonard Moore, who's All-American, and Kristen Gray, who also started. So their defense should be pretty good. Barring any crazy circumstances that might happen, upsets, and I think the Irish learned their lesson from last year's Northern Illinois upset. They should make the playoffs, and we'll see how far they go. I think based on the experience that CJ Carr will get while playing every week this year. So I see them making the playoffs, maybe get into the first round, maybe win a game or two. So we'll see. Just to mention one more thing, we always talk about legacies. So for 2026, the Irish had one of the top recruiting legacies in college football. Let me just mention some names that are coming to play with the Irish next year. Larry Fitzgerald's son, Devin Fitzgerald. Jerome Bettis' son, Jerome Bettis Jr. Kenny, a guy that you'll know very well. Plaxico Burress' son, Elijah Burress. A great linebacker in the NFL, Thomas Davis. His son is playing next year. Bryant Young, who was with the 49ers for a long time, his son plays with the Irish. Bryce Young and Jermichael Finley, his son is going to be playing for them. So the Giants, playing with them in the next few years.
I'm not sure what happened there. Went to the countdown for a second. I don't know who hit something. Got hit there. Apologize, but no, good job, Paul. Good luck to your Irish come Sunday.
Thank you. You too.
Kurt has joined us. He's on audio. He's running around. He's had a busy day. So, hey, Kurt, are you there? How you doing? Hey, Kurt.
I am there, boys. How are you?
What's up?
Good. We went through a couple conferences, Kurt. Intro, Kurt. You first. We're back. You want to throw a quick intro out to everybody? I've got a nice audience out there.
My intro is I'm coming in with my hard take later on. I have a hard take to fire you guys up already, so I'm going to wait for that, Kenny. I think if you're going to go there, I will fire you guys up. But other than that, I am. Listen, tough week in work this week. This is the hardest week we have all year, getting ready for school. But looking forward to a nice long weekend, a football weekend, and I'm ready to roll.
Sounds good. We went through a couple conferences, Kurt. We did Big 10 and Big 12. Paul just talked about Notre Dame. We did hot seat coaches. We're going to move on. Our next quick segment for everybody. Heisman Trophy winner. I'll go to Carson first. Carson, who's going to be the Heisman Trophy winner in 2025? We'll do a quick hitter segment here.
Wow. I think the obvious choice that a lot of people are going to say is going to be Arch Manning, quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. Let me take a look at the odds here. Okay, so you got Cade Klubnik, Clemson, Carson Beck, Miami, Drew Aller, Penn State, Garrett Nussmeier, LSU. So I'll probably just go with the favorite in Arch Manning. He's going to be the first quarterback drafted. If he just has a solid season, I could see him winning it. So I'll be boring. I'll say Arch.
Kurt, you're gonna be boring too, right, Kurt?
I'm not going to be boring. This is my hot take. Not only is it going to be Arch Manning, because it is, and I think college football is going to, I think everyone wants him to win it. And I just think this kid is so talented. But my hot take is this. I told you guys 2 or 3 years on the show. Listen, Giant fans, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Listen, lose. You guys are going to be bad anyway. You guys got the worst head coach. You guys got the worst combination in there. Lose. Don't worry about it. Go get this kid. You know he wants to go there. You know the family wants to put him there. Next year, Kenny, I'm going to give you 4 names to go with him. You ready? If ties get cut in Frisco, Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to give you a guy. If ties get cut, Mike Tomlin. I'm going to give you a blowout of the past, Bill Cowher. And my other one, bring him home. Bring Mr. Spagnuolo home. Put those guys with Arch Manning and Kenny. Again, your frowns go to smiles on this. As soon as he walks into the NFC, Kenny, Arch Manning is the second best quarterback behind Jalen Hurts. In year 2, you win the division. In year 3 or 4, you're going to the Super Bowl. Arch Manning with the Heisman. Arch Manning should be the next Giants quarterback. Do everything. 2-1s, Jackson Dart. Go get him. Move him. Go get Arch Manning.
Welcome back, Kurt Valenti. Welcome
yes,
back.
sir.
We missed you.
We waited all summer for that.
Let's go.
That's funny. That's good, Kurt. All right, Paul, I'll go to you last. I'll be a little different. I'm very high on Penn State this year, so I'm going to go Drew Allar with some nice long odds there as my Heisman. Paul.
Yeah, it's funny, Kenny. I was thinking about him also. This is crazy tonight with us. All right, I'll be really different. This kid, I've seen 2 college football experts call this guy literally the second coming of comparing this guy to Julio Jones. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver from Ohio State. This kid is even bigger, stronger, and faster than last year. And we've seen recently, obviously, Travis Hunter, Devontae Smith a few years ago. A wide receiver can win the Heisman. It wouldn't shock me if this kid wins it this year.
Nice pick. Nice pick.
Thank you.
All right, Kurt, since you're here, anything else Heisman, guys? I think we nailed it with Heisman. That was a nice quick one. We got 20 minutes left. New head coaches. So this is another quick hitter I got for everybody. So I want to know, Kurt, Carson, Paul, I want to know playoffs, bowl game struggle in their first year. And I'll start right out of the gate. I'll go to Kurt for this guy. Bill Belichick, Kurt, is he going to make the playoffs, struggle, or make a bowl game?
He's definitely not going to struggle. I mean, the playoffs, like, that's a lot to ask. Definitely bowl game. But, I mean, again, the guy's just – I mean, who's a better coach in college football than him? So, you know, they're going to be disciplined. They're going to be coached up. I just don't know if they have enough talent to get into the playoffs. So, definitely bowl. And I think on the fringe of playoff. I'm going to say no playoff, but definitely a bowl.
Good one. Paul, I'll give you Rich Rodriguez. He's been coaching a while. Last year
Yeah,
over at Michael's Arizona Wildcats there. Big 12, a lot of sleeper teams.
yeah.
What's he going to do in the Big 12 for year one?
Again, in doing my research, I mean, West Virginia, this is a tough conference for them. He also has brought in a lot of portal transfers. I think he's going to struggle. I think it might be a losing season this first year. Give him a bye for this first year, but I think starting next year, West Virginia will be a lot better.
And Carson, I'll give you one of Kurt's favorite guys in the whole world. He last coached over at Nebraska, Scott Frost. University of Central Florida, year one.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I'm gonna say like maybe 8-4, 8-4, 7-5. You know, I think a bowl game for sure for him. But you know, playoffs is going to be tough for him to do in his first year. But you never know. So I think you know, similar boat with what Kurt said with Belichick. I think he's going to be a solid coach for them. But playoffs, I think it's a little bit too far fetched for his first year. But he'll be in a bowl game.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think you guys nailed it on the coaches. So there was a little quick hitter for everybody. Kurt, I'm going to pass it off to you for a little SEC preview, upcoming season, what you're expecting. You know, give us the teams that an overview of the SEC, and then we'll do sleeper and disappointment in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the SEC, you have the logos up there, Kenny, and you just look at this, you know, the power rankings and the teams in here. It's by far, again, the best conference in football. I know you're going to ask me about how many teams get into the playoffs and stuff like that. But the thing about it, like, there's no, like, overpowering team, I think, this year in the SEC. I mean, you got, again, 8 or 9 deep that I'm going to put them favorite over other teams in other conferences. But I think you're going to get a lot of these teams knocking each other off, right? I mean, you know, obviously you got Georgia, you got Texas. We just mentioned about Arch Manning. You got Alabama, which was quote unquote a down year last year, right? Year two, you know, for that coaching staff over there. Oklahoma, your boy, Mr. Venables, on the hot seat, right? I mean, he's not, listen, if he don't make the playoffs, he's probably going to find another job. Again, we're, you know, as much as I'm saying this conference is so good, there's a lot of coaches, I think, on this hot seat, right? You got Brian Kelly in LSU, Paul's boy. And listen, you don't win, you know, like this is the difference. You're not coming in and, I'm going to win 3. You have 3, 4 losses. I mean, they're going to ship him out. Like, again, he don't make the playoffs. He's probably going to be gone. Same situation in A&M. You got Florida. That was one of Kenny's guys. He was in love with the Florida coach, right? Kenny, am I wrong?
We did hot seat.
Right?
Billy Napier got a 10. He's on the way out.
You know, so it's just the conference is from top to bottom. I mean, even you look at the bottom teams, right? The Missouris, the Vanderbilts, Kentucky, Mississippi State. I mean, just every week this game it's just, you know, every week these teams, again, they're going to beat each other up, but I just think these teams beat other teams in other conferences, and I think relatively easy. So, you know, as the favorite, I mean, obviously, I think you got to put Texas up there, especially with all the Arch Manning hype. I think Georgia's going to bounce back this year. You know, Georgia obviously doesn't win the SEC last year. And, you know, again, that's, again, a down year. Listen, a lot of teams would sign up for that, but not the Georgia people. So I think Texas is the prohibitive, I can't even say the word, the favorite. I think Texas is the favorite, but I am not going to pick them to win the conference. I'm going to go with Georgia. I'm going to go Kirby Smart. You know, I like their quarterback Stockton. I think he's a little more mobile. He gives them that little more run game in there. I think they're going to be motivated that they're, you know, not back, not national champs, not SEC champs. So I think the big 3, Georgia, Texas, you know, again, I can name some, you know, we're not even naming South Carolina. I mean, their quarterback's, you know, highly ranked. Sellers is going to be a first-round quarterback. I'm going to go Georgia, Texas. I mean, I guess I'll throw Alabama in there as the top 3, but from top to bottom, Kenny, this conference is loaded. It's just I don't know if you're going to be getting 11-0s and 10-1s. You might be getting, right, you know, 8-3s, but legit 8-3 teams, because I think a lot of these teams, it's not easy to go to Oklahoma and win a game. It's not going to be easy to go to LSU and go win a game. That's just, it doesn't happen. Like you have some of these conferences, I have one tough road game. I mean, here you're going to Oklahoma, LSU, Alabama, South Carolina. I mean, if you go 2-2 of those, you're happy. But, is the committee going to say, well, they lost 2 of those games? I mean, how can you expect these teams to run the table? So I'll go Georgia, Texas, Alabama as the 3 favorites in that conference.
How many more make the playoffs?
Again, this is where, again, I think we have to have that discussion. Are they picking the best teams? I mean, listen, I can say 7 of these best teams are going to be the top in the country, but are they going to put a 3 or 4 loss team in there? I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do it yet. Do I think they deserve it? Yeah, just like I said. I mean, you got to go to Georgia. I got to go to Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, LSU, A&M, and South Carolina. I mean, how many games do you expect me to win out of those groups? If I lose 3, I'm a bad team. I mean, you're going to take Indiana because they play nobody. So I'm going to say Georgia, Texas. I'll throw in Alabama, and I'm going to throw LSU. I'll give you 4. Again, because I'm being realistic. I think it should be more than 4, but I'm going to say 4.
Fair enough. A couple hellos. Luby saying hello. Luby Rosen. Hi,
Hey,
gentlemen.
Luby.
Welcome back. Have
Hey.
a wonderful season. Random Ryan's joining us on YouTube. Rough
Hey,
here
Ryan.
in Austin, Texas. He lives in Texas and he's a Nebraska fan. He hopes Texas loses early and often. All right, Kurt. I'm looking at the time. So rapid fire sleeper team.
In the SEC?
Yeah.
Can I be a homer?
Yep.
Could I say, and I'm going to say this. You mentioned coaches on the hot seat.
I know. We talked about it. Yep.
Hugh Freeze is on the hot
are
seat.
here.
And I'm telling
Yep.
you right now, the one thing that's saving him is that he's recruiting top 10 every year, but now it better turn into wins. They have an unbelievable first-round talent in Cam Coleman. They picked up the wide receiver from Georgia Tech, Singleton. They're loaded at receiver. They have 3 or 4 offensive linemen back. Jackson Arnold comes in, Paul's boy, Deuce Knight, which I'm so excited to see him get some action. You better win here. So I'm going to say they're a sleeper. The nice thing, Georgia, they got home. Alabama, they got home. They got their tougher games at home this year, and it's kind of like every other year. Auburn has the better year, so I'm going to say they're the sleeper, and they better be a sleeper because I don't know if unless things go crazy this year, I think he'll get one more year. But if this team's like 6-5, I don't think he's coming back. So I'm going to say I just think they're too talented to be like the 9th or 10th best team in the SEC.
Fair enough. All right, Kurt, I got to move on because we got 10 minutes left and I got a couple more things to get to. Anything else, Kurt, real quick? SEC?
No, nope.
Okay. All right. So moving on, I'm going to take this off the screen. I'm going to get to the ACC. I'm going to do ACC really quick. ACC, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. Big game of the week, Miami versus Notre Dame. Last year, you had Clemson and SMU make the playoffs. Miami was on the outside looking in. Louisville missed the playoffs. To me, this is a 2-horse race in the ACC this year, and it's going to be Clemson and Miami. You're going to have a lot of Tier 2 teams. Maybe one of these teams becomes a sleeper. But I'm looking at SMU, Louisville, Georgia Tech, Duke, Florida State. All these teams, maybe, with the ACC being so top-heavy, maybe one of these teams sneaks in with an 8-9 win season. Big news, of course, Bill Belichick taking over North Carolina. You got Bill O'Brien over there, Boston College. So you got some NFL caliber head coaches. Just don't know if you got the talent. When Kurt just mentioned the SEC, ACC, I think, be honest with you guys, I think it's only getting one team in the playoffs this year, and it's going to be either Clemson or Miami. If I had to pick, I'm going to say it's Clemson because of Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney is a better coach than Mario Cristobal. So I would say Clemson makes the playoffs as the one team. A sleeper team, I'm going to throw the Pitt Panthers out there. Carson, you know that the coach well over there. Pitt Panthers, I think he's been around a while. So you talk about a coach on a hot seat. He may be on the hot seat, but they tend to get off to a fast start. They get West Virginia in the back house brawl. Rich Rodriguez taking over West Virginia. Don't be surprised if this Pitt Panthers team gets off to a fast start and could be your sleeper team in the ACC this year. Team I thought could have been a sleeper was Stanford with Frank Reich, but guys, I'll do this real quick in 10 seconds. I've never seen a team lose the way Stanford lost. Stanford was beating Hawaii in the fourth quarter with only a couple minutes left in the game. Defensive lineman gets a sack, and I'm not lying. He starts dancing and starts doing a 15-second dance. Flag, 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, automatic first down. Hawaii drives down the rest of the field, and the kicker kicks the field goal and wins the game.
Wow.
Yeah, so Stanford was my sleeper, but because of that, got out the door. Pitt Panthers are my sleeper in the ACC. No need to really talk too much more about the ACC with time. We're up on the clock. We got about 5 to 6 minutes left, so let's pick some games if you guys want to pick some games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I put 5 games down. There's a couple of these games we'll all pick, and a couple I'll just choose one guy to pick. Kurt, you're off screen. LSU versus Clemson, Kurt. This is a good one. ACC, I just ranked number 4. Clemson Tigers. He's loaded. He's got Clay Cubb, Nick back. And Newsmeyer, LSU. Brian Kelly's got a loaded team, Kurt. Which way are you going here?
Wow, this is me definitely going against all my beliefs, but I love this game. I love Clemson. If we get to pick a national champions, I'm putting Clemson in the national championship. I'm high on Dabo. Give me Clemson at home.
I'll go to everybody on this one. Carson.
I'm going to go to LSU. Opening week, I think Brian Kelly's under more pressure, so I'm going to say LSU.
Paul.
I'm going to say Clemson. I think as much as LSU has a lot of pressure, I still think Dabo's the best coach.
I want to go LSU so bad, but I'm going to go Clemson and just hope for that reverse psychology that I jinx Clemson by picking them. Next one, I'll go to Carson on this one, and we'll just have Carson pick this one. Georgia Tech, I think, could be a sleeper team in the ACC. And Dion, is he going to bounce back from losing his sons, Shiloh and Shador, and Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner? Game is in Colorado.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. They're not going to be as hyped and talked about as they were last year. But I think Georgia Tech gets them in this game. I think they're going to get 6-7 wins this year. They'll be in a bowl game, but I think Georgia Tech is going to take this one.
Yeah, I like Georgia Tech a lot this year. I think they got a chance to be a decent team in the ACC, in a weak ACC. Kurt, I'll give you this one. TCU, Big 12 versus Bill Belichick, home opener, Monday night, national TV, Kurt.
Kenny, I got some, what did Joey Clams call it? Pizza money and more on it. You kidding me? You're giving me Bill Belichick against TCU staff? Listen, those gimmicks and that gimmick ain't going to work here. No way. North Carolina wins at home. Belichick.
Nice. All right, I got a couple more games. We'll each pick this one. Carson, you're up first. Catholics versus the convicts. Notre Dame, Paul's Notre Dame. Jody Moncrief's Notre Dame versus my Miami Hurricanes. Carson.
Man, which member of the K&K Sports Show do I want to piss off more? Yeah, this is going to be a really good game. I'm going to be paying close attention to this one. I'm going to go with Paul's Notre Dame a little bit more, but I could see this game be a coin flip, shootout down to the wire. So I wouldn't be shocked if Miami pulled it off. You guys have college football playoff, national championship expectations, both you guys, so this is going to be a good game. Add to the resume, whatever happens, if you just keep it close, it's still a good strength of schedule game. I'm going to go Paul Fighting Irish a little bit more.
Fair enough. Kurt.
Yeah. Again, I threw a little money on this one too already, and I'm nervous about it, but I'm going to go with Paul's Notre Dame Irish too. I think a close game. But Ken, you know I like Carson Beck, but I'm going to take the physicality of Notre Dame, the run game, the defense. I think they've won bigger games the past year or two. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Fair enough. I'm going to give Paul the final word on the game. I'm obviously going to go Miami here, not because I'm a Miami fan. Miami's home. I think Miami can win this game, and I think they will win this game. When it comes to coaches, I don't think there's much of a difference between Marcus Freeman and Mario Cristobal. I don't care for either one of them. But one thing Mario Cristobal has done has really developed quarterbacks. In his days in Oregon, last year Cam Ward came over from Washington State, became the #1 draft pick. Now Carson Beck comes over from Georgia after a so-so year. I'm expecting huge things from Carson Beck. It's going to start in week 1. If you tell me do I want Carson Beck or Carr's first game starting in college football, I'm going to take Carson Beck every day of the week. So I'm going to take Miami, and Miami is a tough place to play for Notre Dame. So I'm going to take Miami for those reasons, and go Hurricanes. And I'll go to Paul.
All right. Let me just say this. I love you like a brother, but there is no way you can compare Mario Cristobal to Marcus Freeman. That guy outcoaches Mario Cristobal
No, he doesn't.
every day, every day.
We can argue off screen on this
Every
one.
day ending in a Y. That being said, if past experience says anything, Notre Dame, the last 6 times they've been to Miami, are 0-6, and they've been outscored straight up by 27 points, and they're 0-6 against the spread by even worse. But that all being said, I think the only advantage that you guys have is Carson Beck has been there. There's nothing that Notre Dame can do as a veteran quarterback that Carson Beck has not seen. Obviously, Carr's first game, national TV, could be very nervous. That could play into it. But we have better run game, better defense, and I think that's going to help Notre Dame win this game. It's going to be a close game, but Notre Dame wins this game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll debate about Marcus Freeman another time.
Okay.
But my last game, and real quick, it's Lee Corso's last college game day. The historic, headgear, when it comes to, analysts and hosts. He's up there with John Madden. He's up there with, all the greats. And he will be missed. I just wanted to put him up there and get him recognized before we make our picks for the last game. And when I go to you guys got more than welcome to mention anything you want about Lee Corso. So the game I'll pick first, since I just talked about Corso, it's Ohio State versus Texas. Man, Arch Manning, the hype is there. Ohio State coming off a national championship. This one's really, really tough, but I'd be second guessing myself if I went with Ohio State here, because I just mentioned why I'm taking Miami over Notre Dame. Arch Manning over Ohio State's quarterback is going to be the difference in this one. Give me Texas winning by at least a field goal in this game, maybe more. Go to Carson, the Big Ten guy, next.
Oh, I think Ohio State wins this game. It's going to be extremely close. I still think Arch Manning, his first primetime real big under the lights spotlight, I think it could get to him. I think Ryan Day and Ohio State get him. So I'm going to say Buckeyes.
Nice. Go to Paul, and then I'll let the SEC guy go last.
I've seen reports where they think Texas is going to go in there at the Horseshoe and blow out Ohio State. Listen, that's not happening. I don't care. Arch Manning is great. Texas has probably more pro athletes playing on this college football team than any other team in the nation. But Ohio State opening up, defending their national championship at home, there's no way that they're going to get blown out, number one. Number two, I think they're going to win this game. And like you just said, Arch Manning could be a little shaky at times, but I think Ohio State wins this game.
Quick hello from Trevor Salzman. He's saying,
Hey,
great to
Trevor.
see you guys back on. Looking forward to more fun shows throughout the year. Thanks, Trevor.
Hey, Trevor.
Appreciate you as always, my friend. Kurt, final word here. The SEC guy. Don't let me down, Kurt.
Yeah, I'll say this. If this game was in Texas, Texas blows them out because I just think they're so much better than them. But I kind of agree with Paul. I mean, you're the national champs. You're at home. What is it? The 12 o'clock, whatever they call it, big game Saturday. That place is going to be rocking. It's not going to be easy. But, you know, listen, I could see Arch Manning doing something special late. But when you're the national champs and you're in your building, you're going to put up a damn fight and they're going to do it. But I'm going to go with Texas. Can I see Ohio State win this game? Yeah, I can. Texas is 100% the better team, and I think they got the best player in the country in Arch Manning. So I think a close victory by Texas. I'm going to go Texas on the road.
And Kurt, Lee Corso, wasn't Brutus
his first pick?
My best bet of the week is he's going with Brutus the Buckeye.
Yep.
It was his first pick, and it's going to be his last pick. So that's the bet of the week right there. He's going to take them. But
put some pizza money on that.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, guys. Awesome college football preview show. Awesome to be back. We're going to get some closing thoughts in. I'm going to go to let's go to Graham backstage. You want to say anything to anybody, Graham?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's great to be back.
Absolutely, and thank you, Graham, for keeping it real backstage for us and helping us out with the backstage stuff, the harder stuff. It's easy to be on screen, but backstage is the harder stuff. Kurt, it's also backstage. He's just off camera. So, Kurt, final words.
Final words is I'm pumped up, man. Let's go. It's football season. My football season actually starts on Friday night at 8 o'clock when we go into Baylor, who is a good team. So that's a real good game. You know, we got some good games tomorrow. High school football starts tomorrow, and we're ready for college football. And listen, go Auburn. But Grammy, let's go, baby. Next Sunday. I don't want to hear to me. Listen. The preseason, get the preseason, throw it out the window. The season starts next Thursday, Dallas and Philly. Let's go. Let's go. I'm pumped up. Guys, nice to be back with you.
Awesome. Let's go to Carson. Carson, who's Michigan State got opening week?
Yeah, Michigan State's got Western Michigan on Friday. Looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, good show as always, guys. Shout out to Graham behind the scenes, Paul, Kenny, Kurt, everybody in the chat. Love you guys, and good to be back.
And Carson, real quick, I saw you'd made a name change to the Carson Shear Show. They can still find you, but what's your new name for those people out there that I've seen some new faces tonight?
Yeah, so it's still the Carson Shear Show on YouTube and TikTok. On Facebook, it's now called Shear Sports. So
for those, we do have a lot of followers on Facebook, so go check Carson out.
Shear Sports on Facebook.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Paul, final words tonight.
Great show, guys. Always good to be back. Thank you, Graham. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And a special shout out to Kenny, who put together this whole agenda. Kenny, my brother, you did a fantastic job. Unbelievable job. I just have to applaud you. First show after a full summer, and you did an amazing job. So I just want to acknowledge that to you, my friend.
But I can't take all the credit. You guys come up with awesome segments as well. I just do come up with the order for them. So you guys all have equal effort from everybody. Appreciate it.
One more thing, Kurt, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Where's my Russell Wilson jersey?
Listen, there's no way, Paul. There's no way this weekend will pass because this is all I'm going to say. I am not going to be like Kenny Kirkpatrick after this weekend. That is getting shipped out Friday morning. I have a lot to do on an agenda, but there will be a run to the post office to ship those jerseys out because there's no way I'm going in Kenny's category.
All right. NFL preview show next Wednesday, and I'll end. My final words will be green screen. See you guys next week.
See you
Have a
guys.
good night.